Good morning. The day is the 3rd of February. The time is 3:44 a.m. It's Monday, and this will be for sharing my indoor I'll put it lifestyle. I no longer consider this as, if most people consider this as hobby or leisure. I consider this as I systematized it as part of my lifestyle, and this will be about, yeah, reading books or book reading. I'm not gonna call myself, I don't like labeling myself like a bookworm or whatever that is. Then I just like to read books. My perspective about it is that, just because it's kind of ridiculous, but I just don't like the labels. Just because I eat food, or I like to eat food, to try different foods, it doesn't mean I'll call myself an eater. I think it's just too normal, or that I've normalized reading books, or whether it's digital or a physical copy, for it to be labeled. Just like also in running, or trail running, or working out, or if you're working, if I'm working out in a gym, I'm not gonna call myself a gym goer, or a fitness enthusiast. I'm not gonna call myself a runner, or a trail runner, just because I'm doing them. It's just that it's just a part of life, you know. So yeah. Okay, so about books, what's surprising about, I've got some of them here. Some of them I read digitally. Some of them I sold. Some of them I'm planning to uh, repurchase. But yeah, I'm gonna share some of the books that I have here. I separated them from the from the group. So whatever. Um, from the shelf, I mean. So okay, first, um, I like I like to read books about philosophy, psychology, management, leadership, other than those about motivations. Um, and then, yeah, I think I mentioned them all. Most of the time, there are any kind of books that you can find in National Bookstore, or fully booked. Sometimes I just look in Amazon, but yeah, Amazon. So yeah, so let's start with, and also yes, also, what do you call that? Books, memoirs. Yeah, memoirs. Memoirs are great to read. Yeah, I think I'll start with memoirs. Memoirs are, I've got one here. This is new. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, we've got here this is The Art of Resistance by Justus Rosenberg. This is about, it says my 4 years in the French underground. This is about a gripping memoir of a 99-year-old Jewish Holocaust survivor. Yes, so this is one. I haven't read it yet, but I'll start too. And then I'm just gonna bring up the other one first. Hold on. The other memoir is this one. It's also from a Holocaust survivor, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This book is about what kind of therapy is that? Oops, I can't remember. Yeah, it's in my brain, but yeah, I'll try to recall later. And the other memoir here is the Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware. And there are other ones. There are other memoir that I read from, yeah, typical successful people like Warren Buffett. Um, who's that? The Amazon founder. Can't remember his name now. And then from the founder of. I'm also interested to read um, this book, Be Useful by Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what's good about reading memoirs is that you kind of opens up your perspective. It kills this mindset, or because most people have this kind of mindset. What's good about reading, what you'll learn about reading memoirs is that it'll kill your victim mindset, that it's not just successful people, but everyone is going through something. We all face rejections, we all face hardship, get to this kind of down, what do you call this, like depression, um, when we feel like our life is falling apart. But yeah, when you're reading memoirs, you'll see that we're all in this shared pool of experiences while being unique in the universe. You know what I mean? So you're not alone in challenges. So yeah, it opens up your perspective, and yeah, that's what I love about reading memoir, and they're relaxing because I don't need to make notes all the time like when I'm reading other books here. So yeah, that's for memoir. And then the next here is about psychology books. About psychology books, I've got some here. Hold on. Psychology books. I haven't finished some of them yet, but hold on. Also, yeah, another memoir here is from here one, An Astronaut's Guide, Life on Earth. This is from Colonel Chris Bradfield. It's like a management book, I think, strategy book, but yeah, this is basically a memoir. And I like to pair this. Oh yeah, I missed one, almost missed it. I like to pair this with this one because they are both high stake professions. This one is I'm currently reading this. The Art of Clear Thinking by Hazard. He's a U.S. Air Force combat pilot and instructor. He's a stealth fighter pilot. Yeah, they tell their life story, but their memoir, I think. But especially this one, this is like a memoir, and this one is more of a more of a strategy book. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so about psychology books here, we've got five types five types of people who can ruin your life by Bill Eddy. And then there's this in sheep's clothing by Dr. or George Simon Jr. He has a PhD. And there's attached, about attachment. You know the attachments, 3 styles of attachment: anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, secure attachment. I think there's 4 of them, so you understand people more. And then there's this one, How to Know a Person by David Brooks. And what else? I've got other ones. Oh, and yeah, like the classic ones, like from the Daniel Goleman. He has EQ, or emotional intelligence, and then he's got this one, it's Dusty now. There's social intelligence. So yeah, what I like about reading psychology books is that, yeah, typically you'll understand yourself more and others, and you will learn self-control, self-regulation, and it's not just about being reflective. It's about being reflective. And yeah, and in the universe they say that maybe science can understand everything, can measure everything, but the universe's greatest mystery is the human mind. So yeah, that's psychology for you. And yeah, it'll help you to it'll help your personal and professional growth. Next is social emotional intelligence books, or I'll put them communication books. So we've got here How to Listen with Intention by Patrick King. They're dusty now, really. How to Listen by Oscar Trimboli. And then there's where's the other one? Oh yeah, this one I'm still reading this. And then there's this Super Communicator by Charles Duhigg. Super Communicator. And there's Effective Communication. You'll find a lot of communication books, but what I learned about them is that paradoxically, counterintuitively, when the more you know about people, the more you know about yourself. It's because you're learning to grasp the perspective of others. Like I said, in psychology books or in memoirs, we are all in this shared experience, shared. We human beings have this kind of universal language that we share, that if you know, the more you attempt to know others, then the more you understand yourself, because you're the same being, you're a person. And what I'm gonna say again, and you will learn that how communication is, how vital communication is, that it's impossible for a person to be, say, successful in life in different areas, in relationships, professions, or whatsoever. It's impossible if you do not know how to work well with others. Yeah, you gotta know that. It doesn't matter what's your, how uh, technically skilled you are, how high your IQ is. If you don't know how to work well with others, then it's impossible for you to be successful, especially in uh, personal areas, like in your family, or even in yourself. It's impossible for you to have a life of harmony, a life of peace, no matter what kind of profession you have, no matter how successful you think you are when it comes to material things and monetary measurement. Then yes. And I also like to mention about social intelligence or communication, is that you will learn to assert yourself rather than to be passive and aggressive. Because if you know how to assert yourself, then you can spare yourself, you can free yourself up from undue stresses. And then, yeah, like saying no, that's one crucial skill, a life skill. Saying no to others, you'll not be exploited, you'll not be deceived, and different stuffs, right? Okay, so that's what else. So for management books, leadership books, yes, yeah. Also, counterintuitively or surprisingly, I mean, if you read about management books like Essentialism by Greg McQuan, Effective People Management by Pat Wellington, um, and there's another one there. If you read about, there's this famous leadership author. I can't remember his name now, but he's famous. He's an old guy. I can't remember. I can't remember his name now. But yeah, if you're gonna read about leadership and management books, surprisingly, you will learn self-management and leadership, because it has to start from you. It's impossible for you to manage others if you don't know how to manage yourself. It's impossible for you to lead others if you don't know how to lead yourself. That's the main point. That's the, I'll say it, the basic, the basic, the basic, um, say, yeah, the basic of leadership. So yeah, you learn that you're you're contagious, you're more influential than you think. And in experience, and I also learned that once you're a leader, or once you're viewed as a leader, your words, others will put more emphasis, they will put more importance in your words, even you don't really mean it. So be careful with your words. I mean, they'll put more significance in your words. And management, especially leadership, is not about status quo. It's not about job title. It's about how you present yourself and how you influence others. And to mention about, there's this book about charisma. I can't remember the author, and she provided the ingredients to charisma, which is important in leadership. And to have charisma, you need to have these three ingredients. That's you need to have warmth, you need to have competence, and then you also need to have warmth, competence, and the presence. For example, presence, that are you, is not just about being physically present, but are you mentally present when the person is speaking? That goes to listening, right? And then competence, then of course you have to have your credentials, you've proved yourself, or are you good at such certain skills, technical skills, hard skills. And then yeah, of course, warmth. You're not this kind of autocratic person. You need to have warmth. People have to feel that. So yeah, that's for charisma, that's for management and leadership for you. And then lastly, about, these are my, I have natural inclination to find them as my, since childhood, they're my refuge subjects or books. They are philosophy books. One of my favorite is Marcus Aurelius, his meditations. Yeah, when I don't feel very well at work, then I just read them, or whatever's happening in my life. And then there's this. I'm not sure if I think this is considered nonfiction, but you can also consider this a psychology book or social intelligence books. Niccolo Machiavelli, The Prince, and there's this one is also my favorite, Epictetus. Uh, his discourses and selected writings, and I'm not sure if I'll call them philosophy. I mean, philosophy and non-fictional books. There's this book of the Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi, and then there's also Art of War by Sun Tzu, and there's also another book I can't remember its name, but yeah, what's good about these old books from ancient times is that you'll realize that there are things today that things are still going on that we still have today, and they say that if you want new ideas, read old books, and that they are still highly applicable today. Like the book Art of War, they said, I read a quote about it, that maybe you can ditch all of leadership and management books as long as you get immersed into that book, if you'll be diligent uh, on reading it. And what's really and yeah, another thing is that I'm curious about ancient people, how they think. It's fascinating how they think. So yeah, ancient people, imagine they didn't have such access to information like we have today, but so to think about it, their brains were, and also their physical bodies, physiology, were highly optimized. Unlike today, we're bombarded by different information, but them, they imagine how good they were when it comes to thinking. So yeah, that's for my book reading. That's my indoor leisure hobbies or lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, thanks for watching.